guys, yes, I'm trying it again. Happy October. And welcome to my studio. Hi, I'm your host with all the hosts. My name's Kim Overholt, and this is um, Sunset Orange, well, Sunset Red. And I am your host, sorry, Kim Overholt. Yeah, KimOverholt.com. And I'm at my studio, Overholt Art and Entertainment Studio, where there's always something strange and wonderful going on. And I am using one of my wonderful effects called Lee filters. They're called Lee filters, and it's very 90s of me. If you don't mind, I'll take that off so I can show you what it actually is. Okay, hold on. I know I love the spookiness about it. Hold on. There we go. I don't know if you could hear me or not. I know when I do this, it usually goes over top of the microphone too. So yes, I have these cool things because I'm also a photographer too. I know when I'm an artist, I say I'm an artist. Like I run the whole gamut. I do everything. I do everything. And art, photography. I've done it since I was 14 years old. So 14 and yeah, I've been doing it a while. So I had these bunch of filters and I got them from like when you work with cameras and stuff like that, you can play a little bit with the actual apertures and you can play with the colors with something as simple as little tiny filters. And as you can see, they have many colors. So and there's also different the different threading and stuff like that. So that's a cool thing if you're into photography like I am. I love photography and I love always trying something new and different and a challenge all the time. And and let me just straighten my collar out here. Yeah, I just kind of threw on my sweater. It is cold up here because ghosts and stuff. And yeah, it's a bit of a challenge once in a while just to make sure you're yeah with it, right? Okay, so I was going to show you here. KimOverholt.com. If you want to know a little bit more about the art that I do murals, I do photography, I can do animation, but it takes me a little bit more time because it's just relearning all of this juxtapositions, blah 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 blah. But I can do that too. I could be a director. I could do anything that has to do with art and being funky. Besides funky smelling. No, I'm kidding. Like I said, it's just a joke. I did play the safety game in college, though, and that was usually if somebody was to let or break wind, if you will, they'd have to name five breakfast cereals. You can punch them in the arm until they could name five breakfast cereals, unless they said the safety word, which is safety. So if you ever let one fly and you're in the presence of people, you don't want to be punched in the arm to name five breakfast cereals. Always remember the word safety. And, I have my friend Ivan, and he likes to do the safety dance. And I have a few people that I know who like to do that safety dance too. And of course, it's all because of nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, doing this little. But I love showing off my little bit of talent that I do have. And I've been offered a challenge too. So I'm going to be doing a few little things today. So this is an October challenge for everybody. And for those of you who have never done a painting, you want to try doing painting. I might be trying a little bit of a painting this morning. And I have a friend coming by. She left her tripod here actually she does photography too. She left her tripod behind and she's going to come by for it in a little while too. So I got to get this going. So just in case, she says before noon and it's already, well, it's at 11:20. So we're all keeping time with each other. I'm going to try and do a quick little painting for you today. Yeah. Yeah. A quick little painting. Let me bring over this. That's why I call it the thrills and spills, thrills and trills, or whatever, of doing live, and going live and doing this kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to just throw it out at you because what we do is you want to make sure you have water. I have my handy dandy mason jar, which I use all the time for doing all my painting. I have my paint brushes that I'm going to be using for the particular job that I'll be doing. We'll see how all these work. I have more where that came from. I actually have a plethora of brushes to choose from, so I have many different ones to choose from. Oh, hey, my friend Bill's here too. Hey, Bill. Bill the cat here. Yeah, I think his tongue. All right. So we've got our four. Well, I'm going to probably use more and maybe do details later. What you call me? Sorry. And I want to just show you my hair is always a mess. I have natural curl, and it just sometimes it just does whatever it wants. And I say, okay, fine, just do whatever you want. Just don't harm anybody. That's my key word. Do what you want, but just don't hurt anybody in the process. And we try not to lose eyes along the way and stuff like that too. So welcome. You have got a bit of a challenge, and I've been thinking about it all morning and getting prepared for it. So I'm excited to do a painting. It's a beautiful painting for you guys. But before we start, I want to give you a little bit of a because I am Kimmy the Clown. Well, I was Kimmy the Clown. I retired at 50, but I'm always dangerous. I'm a dangerous clown, and I always say, you gotta watch out for me. Come on a second. I was saying earlier this morning that I wanted to do a new song for Canada. And I thought, oh, would it be cool to do a song for Canada? We all need one. Okay, let me sing you a little song. Oh, oh, Canada. I'm not catching up with myself. Oh, God, I'm trying to remember at the top of my head. It's kind of hard. Okay. Gotta keep on we stand. Did better that time. Oh, Canada, we stand. Oh, when you hurry it up a bit, it actually sounds kind of nice, right? Just a little morning wake up ceremony. You know what? Maybe I should start doing it every morning. Maybe I'll make it my theme every morning. I'll play a little bit of something like that. We'll make it a little jig or something. Welcome to Kimmy's Kim Overholt's Art and Entertainment Studio, where the future is being made as we speak, as we talk. We are always creating and getting better all the time. All the time. Ooh. Except when I'm tripping and stuff. You can't see, but people say I like to collect stuff. I being I'm not a hoarder, but I love all of my paints and my brushes and my uh yeah, I love to be creative. Okay, so we're gonna start a nice little painting, and like I say, I gotta be quick about it. I'm already wasting time. I love having company and I love you being here. So thank you very much. So we started with a nice little china plate and we're going to fill up with some paint on it. But I wanted to do the morning ceremony. I should do a morning ceremony every morning, eh? Yeah, get you guys excited and singing along with me. Yay, right? Okay, so we're going to start with some blue because God loves blue. God said, blue. Okay, a little bit more blue than that. Okay, that should do it. A little bit of blue. Oh, oh, there we go. There we go. There's blue for you. And I've got the blues all the time. But today I'm actually kind of bright and happy. So, and the more I play with this, the more blue will go all over my hands. You see. So I gotta be careful. And luckily for me, I brought a little bit of paper towel. Very important to have with you, as long along with your brushes, water, and I'm gonna start filling up with some paint on my little set here. All right. We need some yellow, cadmium yellow. Well, I don't know if it's cadmium, but it's yellow. I feel like Griselda. Hey, babies, what we're gonna throw together is a nice little plate of something, a little bit of color on it. I gotta make it taste good. And we're gonna take it over to my cauldron. I mean, my canvas, not cauldron. And okay, so we need a little red next. Red, red. Oh. Let's see if we can get some red out of this little baby. Okay. I don't know. I might have to tip it. Yeah, I might have to just open it up because sometimes they get sticky with paint and they don't close properly, and sometimes that makes it hard to open them again. Paint come out. I don't want to risk getting paint all over myself, so I'm going to grab another one. Oh no, I'm just going to twist the lid off this one. Let's get the lid down. Okay. Oh, small hands. Here we go. The joys of going live, right? Okay. There we go. I got it. I almost got red on my pants too. Okay, gotta be careful. All right, some red there. Woo! Okay, babies. Ooh, a little bit of red. Okay. A little back on that. It's gonna be delish. I'm also pretty good in the kitchen too. I gotta say, I know how to cook, baby. You know, put it down. I can cook. All right. Let's And we also have the lovely red wine I like to add on that. I like to call it goat's milk. Goat's milk, oh, so good. My Griselda, sorry. I love Griselda from the hilarious House of Frightenstein. If you're Canadian like I am, you know the hilarious House of Frightenstein and how she used to pour all kinds of weird stuff into her bowl and then like throw it into a cauldron and then at the end she'd take a taste of everything and be like, thank God I don't do that every day. Woo! But us, just like Griselda, we'll be mixing some paints and mixing some. And you know what? I also love to bake too. I love to cook. I love to bake. I also know how to take apart a chicken in 6 pieces. Yes, I can do that too. I used to be a butcher. You know, I used to hear stories when I was young about, and that's probably what got me all morbidly excited about Halloween and stuff because I was a kid and I went to the school that I went to. It had a library. I love libraries, by the way. And I'm always thinking about all kinds of stuff. So, oh, it's kind of low. Trying to have it so you can see that. Maybe I'm gonna have to tuck this down a bit. Bring it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring it down. Okay, well, as long as you don't mind it being a little low. Well, yeah, like I say, I used to go to the library, and I love books, especially around this time of like scary stories and stuff. Always thrilled me, right, as a kid. So yeah, and one of the ones that got me started, kind of thinking about like scary stuff was the story of the legend of Bluebeard. And have you ever heard these things? And what was the other one? And I went to, and it was just public school. I was in the public school library as a child, and I guess they really didn't care what the kids were looking through as long as they were looking through some books. Yeah, yeah. And there was was kind of interesting. There was there was stuff about the butcher uh, who would put people in pies and stuff. You know, he was a murderer, and then afterwards he get rid of the evidence by cooking them into pies and selling them to this local. Hey, chicken pot pie, want a chicken pot pie? Be warned when I start cooking chicken pot pies and there's no chickens around. Yeah, that's frightening. Yeah. So yeah, this is what and that's what kind of got me started on like a little bit of a morbid kind of like fascination with that kind of stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, I have gotten a challenge from somebody just recently, and they wanted me I saw a picture. I went, "Oh, that looks great. I'd like to paint it," and they went, "Yeah, go ahead and paint it." I'm like, I just might because it is. It's really, really pretty. It's got a lot of nice colors in it, and I want to kind of share it with you guys to show you it's not hard to paint. If you have a picture in your mind, or if you have a picture that you can reference from, the joys of modern technologies. You don't have to have the actual picture in front of you anymore. You can have it like on a version off of your screen or something, and be able to recreate it onto a canvas. I'm sure, excuse me, I'm still very old school. I do things a lot old school still. So, as you will see, okay, so we're going to start off with the big brush. And like I say, I usually wet my canvas a little bit because wetting the canvas, it primes it for the paint. And why break with tradition? I've been doing it forever. And I used to get people started when I used to do paint nights. Now, I have to tell you, I might have to move around and the people. I might have somebody coming over and stuff. So it'll be great. I'll have her come up here and we can maybe, she can sing for you or something. I don't know. We'll see how long I wonder what the longest live session is. I wonder if they cut you off after a while. I have no idea. I've never gone live long enough to find out. So what I'm going to do first is wet my canvas. Yeah, I prime my canvas for the paint with water. When I use acrylic paints, I do that all the time. So wet the canvas, wet the canvas. I always say, because I used to be quite, cheeky when I used to do my paint nights. I say, the wetter, the better, ladies. You know what it's like, Haha. Everything slides and is a lot smoother when it's wetter, right? Right? Am I right? Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm lucky enough to be able to get lucky. So I get lucky whenever I can. So now this is like not the best canvas because it does show a little bit of the streaks coming through. And I always, I get people this is your first step of learning how to paint is how to wet canvas down. Now y'all gotta make sure you get a good canvas because sometimes that makes all the difference too, for sure. So you wet that canvas, you see it's getting all nice and wet and stuff like that. Oh yeah. And I'd say to people, hey, this is your first painting. I like to call it Polar Bear in a Snowstorm. And they say, well, you can't see the polar bear. And I say, yeah, because it's snowing. It's snowing so much you can't see it. Oh, what was that one joke? And then I tell people, okay, when you're done wetting the canvas, flip it over. Keep wetting it again, or wet it again, wet it some more. So I'd say the joke. You ever heard that joke about what was it? The guy says, blank canvas, and he says, it's a cow in a field of tall grass. Well, actually, it's not a lot. It's a cow in a little bit of a grass field. And the one person goes, well, I don't see any cow. I said, well, the cow ate the grass. I said, well, I don't see any grass. He said, yeah, because the cow ate it. And when there's no more grass left, why should he stick around? He left too. Be like, that's horrible. That's a terrible joke. Yeah. I be warned, you get to hear terrible jokes too while I'm doing this too. And you don't have to pay attention. This is just water coming down. Remember to guard your privacy. And blah, 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 blah. You know what? You be good to me, I'll be good to you. That's my usual thing when I do paintings and stuff. I try to show people, painting is not that hard. You just got to know shapes and colors. And, mostly your colors, and you can blend colors together and all kinds of stuff. And that's why you wet the canvas is to get it to blend. Because, these canvases, like I say, this is not particularly the best canvas I use. I just grabbed it. It's like a dollar store cheap one. It's like not even half an inch. You can get better quality if you want to do something really good. But this is practice for me, and it's a challenge. I love challenges, so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do a challenge, so hopefully it'll turn out. And I'll do it quickly, not so quickly, but I want to make sure that you get the hang of it, what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm going to start with a little bit of white, and it's kind of funny because the canvas is already white, but I'm just going to prime it a little bit more with a little bit of white in certain spots. Okay, so just bear with me. And I'm going in the halfway mark of the canvas there, so there's some white on that part of the canvas there. I'm going to make maybe I'm going to make like a V shape. Okay, you might not be able to see it because it'll be in white, but it's going to be in a V shape. So kind of like this, kind of coming down, and then this side over here, kind of coming up like that. All right, just so you get a little bit more of a spread going on. And when you see how this painting is, you'll understand it. It's a beautiful sunset, so I'm going to be doing a nice, beautiful sunset for you guys. Add a little bit more white. And there is a horizon line too, so this is going to be kind of neat for you guys to kind of watch and see how this kind of comes together. Like I say, I'm making it in the triangle shape, so you can see triangle here, triangle top corner, bottom corner. There we go. And I always use the rule of thirds because, like I say, I used to be a photographer, and the rule of thirds always applies. To make something interesting and fun, don't go right in the middle of the canvas. Kind of make it a little off to the side, just so that your eye has a little bit more to follow and makes a little bit more exciting, right? Not okay. Anyways, okay. So we do that. So we prime that a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do is start with just getting some primary colors onto the canvas. So we're going to start with some yellows, and then we're going to mix in some red to make it a little bit orangey and stuff like that. But we're going to make sure that we always know in this corner over here is where the sun's going to be. I'm make sure I don't have anything. Now, if I find, yeah, that's okay. That might disappear. I got some clouds that are going to be coming over that way too, so that can cover that up. All right, so we got that triangle shape going on. You see that? Like kind of like that. Okay. You can't see it, but that's okay. Let's go to the next step, which is going to be, I'm going to take my canvas, my brush, which still has white on it, and I'm going to dip it, just a tip, into the yellow. So just a little bit tip into the yellow, and I'm going to put it down kind of in the middle over here, so you can kind of see. See, and I kind of blend it. Da-da-da-da. Blending it kind of in a triangle shape too. And it's just to spread it out. And that's why you use a little bit of white, so you can get it to it's a nice pale color, and that's what you want, nice and pale. Something that's going to kind of like be bright later on, and that's what you want to do. I like to play games with people when I paint too. I tell people, like, I play this one game where it's called Don't Touch the Yellow. And it's like afterwards, I say, I'm doing another dip of yellow here. I'll do it one more time just because I'm looking at the picture too. And you look at your picture that you want to do a painting of, and you say, okay, well, where's the sun? There's the sun there. So you kind of like want to make it, you can make a line from you can make your horizon line if you want to. It's going to spread across. But it's going to kind of like stop over here. So you're not going to see too much of the yellow. It's going to turn into more of the pinky. So what we're going to do, yeah. So now that we've done that, all right, we're going to rinse off our brush. Rinse off the brush. And we're going to change colors. Okay? The next color we're going to switch to is going to be a red. And I'm going to show you. Red is like a stain. Red and blue are like stains, and they will stick once they got there. So you don't need yellow. You can use quite a bit of it, but red, when you start off with it, just a tiny little itty bitty. I'll show you. Just see that little dot right there of red. Just put it on the tip of your brush right there. Just a tip on the tip. I tell my husband, just a tip. He never listens to me. Just a tip, just a little bit, not a lot, because sometimes it can get overwhelming. So I'm going to show you. So just watch. Okay, let's go for it. Okay, so let's create this for you. Let's see. I'll start down. See, I'm nervous about doing this. Okay, so let's start down here. We'll go just lightly. Talk like Bob Ross now. Just like, just like this. And I'm using my body to go back and forth because there's no such thing as a straight line. And as you can see, with the white on it, it's kind of paled out the red color so it doesn't look so pronounced, because it will, believe me, it will look very pronounced once you get started doing something like that, especially with this going on here. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that red that I had, and I'm going to dip again into my yellow, a nice yellow there, and I'm going to apply it into that spot as well. So it's going to turn into a nice orange there, right underneath the red. There, and that's what you want. You want to have it start kind of going a little bit oranging and blending it at the bottom. That's where our water's going to come in there too. So the water kind of comes in there. And if I get lucky, I may we get this done sooner rather than later. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit more yellow, a little bit more blue, just red, just a tiny little itty bitty bit of red, and I'm mixing it together in a nice little spot there. See, they almost look like they're kind of two colors blending into one. Pretty sharp, I know. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take it across. So we're going to start here. And just, oh, see? Now I just got to fix my angles here. Bring that right across. And hope to God I'm going in a straight line. Hope it looks straight on your end. And blend it all together. Back and forth. I use my body back and forth, kind of waving like that. So, nice orange across. Let's get a little bit more water. A little bit more water on your brush and put it into the little mix that you did of the red and yellow. I'll do it again. Okay, there we go. There. Again, I'm going to do it one more time. Ooh, I almost knocked my water over. That would have been fun. The fun of going live. Okay, we're going to put a little orange right across. I'm just going to use my body again just to go back and forth. There we go. See? There we go. Our horizon line has started. There we go. That's a good start. It's a good start. Yes, nice blend. All right. So we don't want to do anything more than that at this time. And we're going to take some of that orange color, though. We're just going to dip a little bit more water on our brush, get a little bit more saucier so we get a little wetter. Wetter the better. You know what I'm always saying. And then we're going to go down this one little side here. A little bit of orange more here, because it needs a little more orange down on this little side here. Like I said, in the shape of a triangle is nice. Follow the triangular shape. Add a little bit more water if you need. A little more water if you need to, and make that nice orange color. And then make that orange color come down in that triangular shape. A little bit of yellow, a little bit, tiny little bit of, red is so dominating. It takes over everything. You don't need a lot of it to go. A little goes a long way. Just put it that way. Yeah. And so we're just making that kind of running into the corner. See how this little triangular, like in that direction. See? All right. A little more. A little more. Hey, look, a little more red. I'll be daring. A little more yellow. And Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking, I'm thinking. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because there's some ripples in the water down through here. So you can always just get and crisscross applesauce and kind of make it a little bit heroin. Just add a little bit of dry. I'm dry brushing it now. There's no water on my brush, and I'm just kind of whatever's left. I'm just kind of dry brushing it to the end. Okay. All right. There we go. So even a little bit more, a little bit more, a little towards the end. There we go. And it's just add a little bit more to the sky there too, because you know that ain't gonna hurt anything. Better to have a nice blend right there. There we go. That's nice. All right, you guys, it's looking good so far. So good. So far, so good. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a little bit of pink. I'm going to start doing a little bit more pink against this one sky right here. A little bit of white that I have still left in here. I'm going to just add a little bit of water. So I'm going to stay with the brush that I have. I'm going to dip it in there and with that little bit of orange there. And I'm going to add a little bit more red. So I'm going to go a little bit, take maybe just on that, just red by itself. Very watered down. I'm going to add a little bit more water. Drip, drip, drip. You see the water dripping off my brush there. Very watery red, okay? A very watery red. Wish me luck. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to come across this way a little bit from here, kind of down this way. Yeah, yeah, go for it. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. You just gotta kind of like hold your breath and just kind of go for it, right? Okay, so kind of go into a triangular shape. It's going down, going down. Crisscross applesauce is always good, you know, back and forth. It blends it nicely. Crisscross applesauce. See, and you always look at the picture. If you're not sure what direction you're going in, look at your picture because your picture will show you. You're like, you're not supposed to do it. No, I'm doing good. I'm actually a little bit on the high side. Not right now, but I could be later. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. You know, I like to kid. I am a joker around here. Don't take me seriously, too seriously, but take me seriously when it comes to art because, like, I know what I'm talking about sometimes. Okay, so anyway, let's keep going. All right, so we're going to go all the way, like I say, right into the horizon line. So, and crisscross applesauce all across here because you already put some white that went across here, so it's kind of blends it into niceness right over here. And yeah, it's pretty. It's such a pretty picture. There's also some floating uh, clouds and stuff. I love to do clouds. Nothing more better than happy clouds. I always say crisscross applesauce. Crisscross, crisscross. Don't be afraid to crisscross. You know, God makes some pretty interesting sunsets, and you know you gotta try and follow along and do the best you can to make them just as good. But there's no beating perfection, of course. All right, see, kind of like that. And it's kind of neat because there's a little bit of blue in there too, but I'm going to add that into it later, a little bit later. So we're just going to keep on going with a little bit of a red across here, and I'm going to do a little bit of red across here too. So it's going to start turning into a nice purple. It's beautiful. I love this painting. I love the painting. I mean, I love the picture. The picture's beautiful. So I'm going to hopefully do justice to it. I'm going to make it a little bit more darker red. Add a little more red. Add a little bit more water. I'm going to go a little bit darker. See, you can see I'm going a little darker. And just crisscross, crisscross, crisscross. Light, light, light. Light strokes, not heavy. You don't have to go heavy because, like I say, when you put the water on there, the water kind of blends and moves your paint along a little bit better. All right, and we got to do the bottom part too. So let me do the bottom part too because it's going to feel left out if I don't do along the bottom. So let's see. Crisscross applesauce. If it gets a little dry, your brush is dry, add a little water, and then go back into your color. And then go back onto your canvas. And I'm just going to take a look here. Okay. There we go. Yeah, looking nice. And it can come down now with that red as well. That nice blended out red into a nice pink. And make it blend into your water. Crisscross applesauce. And the great thing about it, I don't know if I've told you, I'm ambidextrous, so I can use both hands. So what I'm going to do is, looking at my painting, I'm going to go dip into my paint a little bit because I find it's getting a little too light. Dip into my water again. I'm going to switch hands. I'm going to do a little bit of, just so I can get over here too, because it needs some over here, and it's going to get some blue put over here, but I want to get some of that nice, because there's some nice purple's going to be coming over in this direction here too. So I'm going to do, like I say, crisscross applesauce. Don't hold the picture. Don't hold your brush like you're holding onto a pencil either. Hold it like you're holding a drumstick. Like hold it like this instead, because you get a better feel for it if you just do that. You learned about the nuances of your canvas too when you're doing this, because sometimes a canvas, you think it's going to do a good job, and it's the canvas that's the problem. It's not you. It's actually what you're painting on too can cause a little bit of an issue. Right? Let me just do a little bit more. I should be wearing my apron so I don't get paint all over myself. But I've gotten so good. I've gotten good over the years where I'm actually not too bad when it comes to. Yeah, looking good. So look at the painting. So I'm the picture. You're looking at my painting, not the picture. I'm doing the picture. I'm looking at the picture, the original picture. It's so beautiful. Oh my God. I love it. Can't say enough about it. Scumbling, I call this. Where you kind of take a little bit of the and blend it in a little bit. Scumbling. It really does make it like for texture, right? It's awesome. Okay. Now I'm gonna go a little bit darker. I'm gonna add a little bit more water, a little more paint, a little redder, and I'm gonna add a little more into the sky. Not to do much because I'm pretty darn close. So actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just let me look at it. I'll maybe wait for that. I'm gonna add some nice dark blue into there, and there I can go a little pinker over here. So a little bit pinker over here, and just kind of blending it in. As you can see, like the water is it kind of goes along like that. So we'll be able to separate it too. You'll see the difference too. I hate not using my other hand. I love getting involved. I am, and it's the thing too. My blood type is AB. I'm like, I use my right hand and my left hand. I'm a little bit of both, to put it in a plain way. I like to do a little bit of everything. There we go. It's looking nice. Yeah, even into this corner over here, you can still add more pinks and more red over here. More pinks and more reds over here. It's going to go a little bit more as we go. Don't be afraid to play with it too. I always say, be brave. Play with it a little bit. Yeah, I'm silly like that. Don't mind me. I do that kind of thing because, Kimmy, I'm always that kind of person. I've always considered myself a WYSIWYG. So yeah, what you see is what you get. So if you're not happy with me, there's other people that could probably teach you a little bit better than I can, and God bless them. But if you want to learn from me too, it's that's great too. I have a way of doing things. Everybody has their own way out. I'm saying. So, and don't mind the ghosts every once in a while though. I mean, throw in a few words and stuff. There we go. I know. Yeah, I know. It's looking good. All right. And the thing is, it's going to get darker. So it's going to be darker. So don't be afraid. I'm going to get a little bit more here. This corner here. There we go. So it's almost like the whole thing's been covered with pink. So it looks a little pinky. And that's okay. This corner be a little pinky. I might leave that corner because that's going to have some nice blue in it too. But the nice water, there we go. Got the sky. Now I'm going to start adding some some other colors in there too. What time have I got? Oh, she might be coming soon. All right. Well, this is part one. I'm going to have to probably leave you for a little bit so I can give my friend her easel. I mean, her easel, her tripod for her camera. So I've got my own really. So yeah, she came over to do some photography on her own, and I told her like, yeah, I got the stuff, but she's like, yeah, I bought my own. So yeah, she left it behind, and I got to get it back to her. So my friend Brittany. She's awesome, an awesome singer too. She does photography. Obviously, I know a lot of people in local that are very very talented as well. It's not just me that can run the gamut around here. There's other people that are way better than I am, and I say always look, always pay attention and look around. Now I'm going to come back in a little bit and we're going to continue this because look at how gorgeous it's looking already. You know what it is. It's beautiful. And yeah, I'll come back and we'll finish this little bit up. And but I don't want to overstay my welcome. So I'll see you in a little bit. Peace out, brother. Oh, how many fingers do I have? A little bit added. And